Yo, what's up guys? Hope you're doing well. My name's Ahmed Sahel and this is Solar for You. Today I'm gonna be talking about on-grid solar systems. And yeah, it's gonna be a short video explaining you what they are, what components are needed, and just to give a general idea, information so you can be well aware of what is on-grid solar systems in case somebody asks you, alright? So let's get straight to the point. Let's not mess around. Telling you no shortcuts, no long talks, straight to the point. So on-grid solar systems, we know what they are from the word itself, on-grid solar system. Basically a solar energy system connected to the grid. Whenever there's excess energy generated from the solar panels, they will send it back to the grid after covering the essential home loads. So that excess energy that is sent to the grid, that is exported, you can say, so that term, it can be used where extra solar power goes back into the grid. It can be used to buy back credit from the electricity company, and that term for importing also from the grid to your home, doing the if any energy is needed from the house that the solar panel can provide, you can also import it from the grid. So that also is possible, and this process is called net metering. So in general, solar panels, we know that they require solar PV modules to generate the required number of solar power so that it can power your home, match the optimum level of appliances running throughout the day and whatnot. So you need solar panels. Number two on the list is inverter. Very important. That's when they convert DC to AC, making sure that there's no losses that they have to take upon themselves, especially for solar panels during the winter times, or if any losses, shading losses, soiling losses, mismatch losses that the solar inverter has to take into consideration. So solar inverters for DC to AC conversion, and having the right required rated output. Next on the list for the on-grid solar system is switches. There's many types of switches. There's DC switches for the solar panels, in case, of course, there's already the junction boxes that comes with the solar panels. They basically contain diodes that prevent current from flowing in two directions. It only allows current to flow in one direction so that you don't damage the solar panels. So junction boxes already inside with the solar panels, but circuit breakers, DC circuit breakers, one for the solar panels. If you're going for the hybrid solar system, you're gonna have another one for the batteries, but for now, for on-grid, there's no battery, so you're gonna have a DC circuit breaker for the solar panels. The AC circuit breakers is gonna be for the inverter after having, well, of course, you're gonna have another DC circuit breaker for the input of the inverter, and one AC circuit breaker for the output of the inverter, so that there's no any unexpected power interruption, or any faulty equipment that the appliance is not able to handle, or the inverter is not able to deliver at the rated output voltage level. So that, make sure you have the AC circuit breaker for that, and also between the electricity grid and the inverter, so you have a switch, a layover switch between those two as well. Of course, you have the net meter box, generation meter, to record how much energy you export or imported. Basically shows what you used, exported, generated back to the grid, so that they will give you an idea of how much excess solar you can pay off as credit to the electricity grid, the company. And yeah, that's pretty much it, what you need to know about on-grid solar systems. In terms of calculating it, if you want to design one your own, there's 3 or 4 steps you need to know. The first step is to determine how much consumption your house needs. For that, you're gonna have to either calculate it online using online calculator, solar energy calculator tool for your home appliances. You can use the Google for that, and enter each, for appliances, how much the power consumption, how many hours a day you're running them, or how many days a week do you need them for. So yeah, make sure you fill in that using the online calculator tool, or you can just simply use your electricity bill to have an idea of how many units per month they're using up to off peak and on peak timings. So yeah, from that you can determine how much solar panel system you'd have to be installed. Of course, the losses of the solar panels, taking into consideration the environmental losses, how much sun, solar irradiation, and insulation that you're receiving in your particular area that you're living at. So make sure you know how much sun hours you're being required per day and per year, so that you can be able to have a solar energy system installed with the correct rated inverters as well. So after having that, you can then design or size your solar panels, which the technology of the solar panels, the polycrystalline, monocrystalline, the monoperc, polyperc, half cut, bifacial. There's so many technologies going on there with the advancements of efficiency of solar panels. So that's up to your budget of how much do you want to improve the efficiency of the solar panels as well, and to what level do you want the system to be efficient. So based on that, you're gonna have to be looking into the wiring, the DC wiring as well. The wire size, 6 mm copper wire gauge, and 8 mm, 4 mm. So these are things as well. Look into them. For the inverter, sizing the inverter, like I said, many on-grid companies with inverter different with they provide you with the Wi-Fi option, dongle Wi-Fi option, so you can configure the settings from there. AC wiring as well, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for the components. Really, for on-grid, of course, there's many advantages and disadvantages of going on-grid. The advantage is that it does not require battery bank. If you live in an area that power does go off in your area but comes back after, let's say, less than an hour or so, you don't really need a battery. But if you live in an area where there's power going out, let's say every day, after every 2 or 3 hours, and it comes back like after 4 or 5 hours, so that's you need a battery so that you can be able to run appliances for emergency purposes. And normally on-grid does not require any maintenance apart from the solar panels. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the idea of on-grid solar systems. Just to give you a quick through idea, next video I will be providing you an educational video, hopefully how to calculate one using an example, calculating each component sizing. So hopefully, yeah, that should be in the future. If you did like this one, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully you will watch the previous videos. Take care, stay safe, and see ya.